Welcome back to Wrestling Renaissance. My name is TJ Leo.
And I'm Cole 2K.
And this is the Royal Rumble 2025 reaction results review episode coming hot off the press. Normally we let it sit a week, but we just couldn't wait to get into the nitty-gritty of what happened last night. Last night was the 1st of February, and that's when the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis emanated, and it was a thing. It was a thing. It was a thing that happened, and there's a lot to talk about. A lot to talk about. So let's kick things off with the first match of the night, which was the 30-woman Royal Rumble match for the World Championship match at WrestleMania 41. We'll go quickly into the results here. The winner was Charlotte Flair by last eliminating Roxanne Perez. We're going to do things a little bit backwards to our normal results show. We're going to do the predictions first to see how we did, and then we're going to talk about it simply because the Rumble matches are so filled with stuff. We want to make sure we get everything covered. and the predictions are complicated as it stands. So let's get those out of the way. How did we do for each prediction?
Well, like you indicated, Charlotte was the winner. We both had Charlotte winning,
okay,
which I guess is good or bad that we both had it because it was somewhat predictable.
Yeah.
As far as a runner-up, I had Charlotte eliminating Bianca to win, and you had Charlotte eliminating Jordynne Grace. Neither one
of us was right.
Neither one was right. I believe at least Bianca was part of the big 6-person elimination that
Nia
Jax got, and Jordynne Grace, I'm not sure if she was or not.
No, I think she was eliminated by Julia.
That's right. Yeah, Julia. Women's number 1 and number 2. You had Bayley at number 1, Io at number 2. I had Jordynne Grace at 1 and Bianca at 2. As it was,
yeah,
Io came in at 1 and Liv Morgan came in at 2.
Yeah, that really stung.
So you missed.
That stung.
We did clarify on the predictions that 1 and 2 were not the same.
Yep.
1 was 1 and 2 was 2, and that came back to bite you right here. And spoiler alert, possibly later on.
Yeah. I whiffed on that one. Should not have agreed to that switcheroo, but hindsight's 2020.
Women's number 30 entrant. I had Zelina Vega, just a simple one, no surprise. I saved my surprise entrant number 30 pick for the men's. Later on, you'll hear that. You had a surprise return for Jade.
Yep.
Jade was not in the Rumble, and Zelina was
way earlier, 22.
22. She came in at number 22, so neither one of us got one for that.
No.
The Viagra pick, the longest lasting. Blue Chew Viagra, whichever one you like.
Yeah.
Promo code Wrestling Renaissance.
Not a sponsor.
I had Jordynne Grace winning that, trying to look strong in her official WWE debut. You had Roxanne Perez. This was a last-minute one that we added right before the show started yesterday.
Yes, thank you for that.
Stream. And you called it. Roxanne was the winner. I think we saw by a matter of
47 seconds. Yep. 47 seconds longer than Liv Morgan.
Yep. She set a new record of 1 hour, 7 minutes, 47 seconds. So,
I guess that means Liv Morgan also broke a record too. Now she's the second longest of all time, right? Because I think the original record was like an hour and 2 minutes. I think.
Something like, yeah, I think it was like an hour or two.
Yeah, it was a lot shorter than
Now I'm sure that's a sign that we will see Roxanne up on the main roster sooner rather than later. I think she's got kind
yeah.
of a program um, in NXT right now with Cora Jade going up against Stephanie and Julia, I believe.
Yeah,
So
I
I'm
think
sure.
we'll get into my theory later,
Yeah.
but yeah, let's finish with the predicts.
Most
Was that the last one?
eliminations.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Most eliminations.
Oh
I had
God,
I picked
this one made me so mad.
the giveaway, the simple pick of Bianca. I guess the traditional pick because she normally gets the most. And you had Charlotte looking strong in her re-debut with or her return
Hmm.
with most of limbs and the wins. Neither one of us were wrong. It was the bowling ball, Nia Jax,
The bowling ball.
because she did her best bowling ball impersonation and ran into 6 people on the apron and knocked them out.
Yeah, they only counted. Let's see. No, yeah, you're right. Yeah, yeah, she had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 eliminations.
9. Yep.
I thought
Once
she,
she got
wait,
on her
no,
way
didn't she
in,
have 10? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Okay. I must be thinking of something else. Okay. Yeah.
she pulled Zelina Vega down from the apron on her way in before she even got in the ring, and she got
Yeah.
6 at once at that one spot.
So annoying.
So at the end of the women's Rumble match, you had 2 correct of the 7, and I had 1.
Okay. So I'm starting off
You're
with
up
a win,
2 to
but
1.
not by much. Yeah.
Nope.
All right, let's look at the Rumble match itself and kind of give it a review here. So, as you stated, we started off with Io Sky and Liv Morgan. I think that's a good pairing to
Yeah,
start
good pair.
the Rumble.
They
And
can
I
both
did
go.
not expect them to last that long, though. Holy shit!
No, not at all.
They lasted like 99% of the Rumble. That's
Yep.
crazy.
They both
Make
lasted.
them.
Well, EO was eliminated 15 seconds before Liv, so they
Yep.
had 3 lasted over an hour.
Crazy. Crazy. Roxanne Perez was third. Then we had Lyra. Her name's hard for me to say for some reason. Lyra Valkyria.
Yep.
Then Chelsea Green. Things were sort of trucking along pretty nicely, and then we get BFAB for some reason. I still don't quite understand why she got in there, but
Yeah, that was interesting.
yeah. Then that was followed up by Ivy Nile, Zoe Stark, and we got another NXTer Lash Legend. So it was like the only. When I was watching during the stream, I said it was the first time I was seeing her, but I guess that's not true because she was in a tag match at a pay-per-view.
Yeah, she was in the 4-way tag at Crown Jewel with Jakara Jackson.
Yeah, that's right. After Lash Legend was Bianca Belair, and then followed by Shayna Baszler. Bailey at number 12. So I was way off on that prediction. Although she lasted a long time. She was still in there for nearly 47 minutes.
Yep.
Keeping her strong. Sonya Deville was next. And then Maxine Dupree, for some reason, who I think, I don't know how you feel about it, but her eliminating Ivy Nile is bullshit. Like,
I mean, I can see why they did it.
they're in a feud, kind of.
Yeah, they're in a feud. Yeah.
Ugh.
Ivy did. She did get the first elimination when she eliminated Lyra.
Yep.
Because they are gonna, that is gonna get Ivy a title shot for the Intercontinental title. No, for for the IC title.
Yeah, women's IC. Yep.
Yep.
Number 15 was Naomi. Number 16, another NXTer, Jada Parker. Her I've never seen before, so that was entirely new for me. And she did okay. She only lasted about 7 minutes, but she did
Yep,
okay.
she did good though.
Yep. 17 was Piper Niven. 18 was Natalia. And 19, we got the debut of Jordan Grace, who looks phenomenal. Still has star power written all over her. She did everything right in that match. She looked like a star. She's going to be huge. However, we did comment that the fact that she was eliminated by Julia, to me, says that she's going to be in NXT.
I hope not. I mean, she doesn't really need it.
No, I don't think she does either.
I mean, she's TV ready. Has been doing TV wrestling for a while.
Unless they're just going to send her there to raise up everyone else, for a bit, and then bring her over. I don't know.
Yep.
We'll see. Number 20 was Michin.
Which was kind of odd, her coming out after Chelsea had already been eliminated.
Yeah, very weird booking idea. Yeah. Oh, you made a great joke on the stream about her name. Number 21 was the surprise of the night.
Yes.
Alexa Bliss makes her return with brand new music, a kind of a new look.
No, I thought that was original music.
It was a remix of her original music.
Okay.
Yeah. She had the goddess music, but it was like remixed with a little bit of creepiness in there.
Okay.
Much better than her other stuff, that is for sure. And much better than that stupid stand up, shut up, fight me song. That was way too poppy for her. But yeah, she looked great. Only lasted 11 minutes, though. Was expecting a little bit more from that. Number 22 is Zelina Vega. Number 23 was Candice LeRae. Number 24 was another NXTer, Stephanie Vakir. Is it? Or Vakir? Vakir. She did really well. Number 25, kind of a surprise. I don't think either of us really called it. Trish Stratus. No. In fact, I think during the show we may have said like, "There's no way Trish is going to be in there."
Right.
The days of that were over. But
yeah, I mean, we both kind of said it was like a Trish and Lita. We didn't necessarily think one was going to come, but definitely not both.
No. 26 was Raquel. Number 27 was your winner, Charlotte, who came back to a decent pop, but I was expecting like a new package, like for her to be repackaged a little bit. Not in the sense that she's not going to be the queen and not going to be, her normal character, but like I was expecting new theme music. I was expecting, just like a new image of some kind. And she still had that stupid, horrible Def Rebel remix of her theme song with the "All Hail the Queen" nonsense.
Yeah.
It was disappointing. Number 28 was Julia Gulia. Number 29.
I'm surprised that she, as NXT champion, came out as late as she did.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought she would have come out a little bit earlier and stayed a little bit longer.
Yeah, we got to the point at like 25 or so, and we were like, maybe Julia's not going to be in here, especially after we saw Stephanie Vakir in there.
Yep.
So that was interesting. Number 29 was Nia Jax. I said it during our reactions video, but man, I'm really sick and tired of her being in the final like 2 every single Rumble. Like, give it up, guys. It's really annoying. And then number 30, mixed feelings on this one, was Nikki Bella returning. Only lasted 3 minutes. I get it was a feel-good moment for her after all the real-life stuff that she's dealt with over the past year. Did she really need to be in at number 30, though?
No.
I just don't think it was a good number 30 for me. I would have loved to have seen, Alexa Bliss at 30. That would have made more sense to me. Or an NXTer that you think might win,
Right.
But nobody in their right mind was going to be like, oh, number 30, Nikki Bella's she might pull it out.
Yeah.
Like nobody thought that. So that is the entrance. That is what happened. No real shockers or super surprises, I would say, in the women's match. Besides Alexa.
Returning.
Yeah.
To return a product purchased on Amazon.
Oh, not again. Bliss. We gotta call her Bliss.
Stop.
We gotta call her Bliss.
Sheesh.
So funny. This is why I changed my name for mine. Whenever I say Alexa.
Yeah.
You can change the name. Yeah, you should do that. I will say, though, that the actual action in this match was great. The women did great. There was no significant errors. No significant, oh, that didn't look good, or, oh, that shouldn't have happened. Like it was a very clean.
Pretty, clean.
Yeah, super clean match. So from a quality standpoint, I think it was really well done. The winner, though, predictable. I don't necessarily disagree with the winner, though. Who else would have, who would you give it to if you didn't give it to Charlotte?
Going into the match, nobody.
Yeah.
Because they didn't, that they had, anybody they had built to be a contender. Nia Jax recently lost to both.
Yep.
Rhea and to...
although, well, as we'll find out, that doesn't seem to matter either.
Yeah.
But
Naomi just lost to Tiffany. They've recently had the tournaments for the mid-card titles.
Yep.
Anybody
they shot too many shots.
Yeah. Yep. Anybody who was in that tournament lost. They really haven't done a great job of building contenders in the women's division.
Yeah, exactly. Agreed.
And anybody that they really tried to build throughout the match, like Bayley, like Io being in it for so long, Liv being in it for so long, anybody else like that, they just kind of got taken out in that one big fail swoop by Nia.
Yeah.
Which is the biggest reason of why I didn't like that spot.
Yeah, that spot was brutal. That was almost like a, oh shit, what do we do? We'll just have Nia push them all over at the same time. It was like, I don't know who's gonna eliminate Io? Who's gonna eliminate Liv Morgan? Who's gonna eliminate Bianca? Who's gonna eliminate Trish? Who's gonna eliminate? It was just one big, they had an excuse, to not book, and they just went. It was kind of a cheap, easy way out. So,
and they had notable, I guess, was kind of Liv Morgan eliminating Alexa Bliss, and the heat that Liv got from the crowd was really loud. So hopefully maybe they'll kind of capitalize on that and do a little thing with Liv and Alexa.
It seems like Liv is going after the tag titles with Raquel.
Yeah.
And Liv is on Raw, and if Alexa is joining the Wyatts, then she's probably...
I hope she doesn't.
I hope she doesn't as well. I love Alexa Bliss, and I'm very interested to see if this was just a one-off, show up, or if this is a return. Interested to see if we'll see her on TV this week.
Yeah. I hope it is a return, but I hope that... I like the presentation that she had where she was kind of, honoring the Fiend.
Yes.
But I hope that she doesn't... I don't necessarily mind that as long as she doesn't join the Wyatts.
Yeah, I hope she's back to being the goddess. I think that was her best character for sure.
Or something kind of in between.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure the company
an evolution of that.
I'm sure the company's going to want to sell those dolls because that
True.
doll
Yeah.
that she had last night
Merchandise.
is on sale. Yep, I did look
Yeah.
at the shop site, and that doll is on there.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that probably guarantees we're going to see her this week, but in what capacity, I do not know. Only other thing to mention, I think, was the shortest time spent in the ring was Maxine Dupree at 1 minute and 20 seconds, which is fine with me.
Yep.
Fine with me. All right, let's move on. Unless you have anything else to say about the Women's Royal Rumble.
Another big spot I kind of liked was the big rolling Finley driver. I don't know if that's what they call it. Basically, like the rolling Death Valley driver that Jordan Grace did on Piper.
Oh, yeah. That was a
Yeah.
beast mode.
Just to kind of show off her strength, what she can do.
Anything she did in this match was really well done. She had great facials. She had great movement. She was crisp. She's a star. There's no doubt about it.
Yep.
Can't wait to see her on the main roster.
We didn't see Becky, that we both kind of expected, which
Or
I think
James.
is a good thing. With Charlotte coming back and winning, not necessarily that would have wasted a return of Becky, but one would kind of been overshadowed by the other.
I gotta tell you, I'm kind of bored with Becky. I could care less if she comes back at this point, honestly.
I don't mind if she comes back. I know we discussed kind of plans of what she might do for Mania. If something like that happens, I'd be all for it. I don't need her and Charlotte. I don't need all the usual people always being in the main title picture.
No, I agree. They do need to crisp that up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk. We didn't even talk about the winner and where she's going. So we have Charlotte, and she's either going to be facing Tiffy at Mania, or she's going to be facing Rhea Ripley. And I think either way, that's a winning match. Both of those are killer matches.
It is. It would be a rematch of the Mania from 2 years ago.
Yeah, and technically it would be a third match because they fought each other at the pandemic.
36. Yep.
Yeah, the pandemic WrestleMania.
PC.
Yep. And then they had maybe one of the best women's matches of all time, in my opinion, at the next one. So I'd love to see a rematch between them, but I'd also really love to see her against Tiffy. Now, here's the question. I think you and I are both in agreement that she's probably going after Tiffany. That just makes sense. She's always been a SmackDown wrestler to begin with, so it just makes sense that that's where she's going to go.
And that's what the comparison for Tiffany has always been.
Is compared to Charlotte.
She's compared to Charlotte.
Yeah, makes total sense to me. Which begs the question, who's Rhea going to face? Right?
I mean,
right?
I know in our booking show, we like the idea of Asuka. Of course, that's not knowing how close she is on returning or not. I'd still like to see that. Based on what we saw in the Rumble last night, I don't know, just with that one spot with Nia eliminating everybody.
Oh God.
I don't know.
Well, but they just fought each other though. She just had a title match. She got her ass kicked. So no.
Jordan?
I say no. I mean, I would love to see that. That would be sick. But are they really going to pass over their entire roster to give it to someone who just showed up from another company? That's the question. I'm not saying they shouldn't.
Right, yeah. But, I mean, they had everybody notable in the company in that match last night. No one stood out like that.
I know. It's crazy.
No. Nobody really stood out like that.
Trips is not invulnerable. He's not perfect. He's pushing a lot of women to TV, but none of these women are getting over. Yeah, but none of them are getting over in a way that gives them momentum.
I mean, they've all
Mania.
kind of been fed to Liv and Rhea and Nia.
Yeah, it's like who?
And now Tiffany and Rhea, and now Tiffany.
I swear though, if we get a Rhea versus Nia, Please don't do that. All right. Let's move on to the next match, which was the tag team match between DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. 2 out of 3 falls match for the tag team championship. DIY went over 2-1, not clean. In one of the most confusing endings to a match in the Triple H era, and one of the matches, easily the match of least interest to the crowd, of any crowd, since the Triple H era started. Easily. They were dead. They had a few pop-up moments when there was some crazy moves, but then they just went back to being silent. So
it might have been a combination of being, having come down from the
Rumble
women's match and getting ready because they knew the ladder match was going to be next.
Yeah.
This
even somehow became the P break.
Yeah, but even coming into this match, neither team has really gotten a huge reaction from crowds.
Yeah.
They've been okay, but nothing huge.
I hate to say it, but their style of wrestling doesn't seem to fit the WWE audience for some reason, and I don't know why. Because they're great wrestlers. If you took the match and put it in a crowd that gave a shit, it probably would have came off a lot better, except for the ending, which we'll get into in a second. But it's just the crowd just didn't care. No one cared, and if you had to put that match in the NXT studio or whatever you call the PC,
yeah,
would have blown the roof off the place probably, except for the ending.
You put it in another company in particular.
Put it in the other company, yeah.
You're gonna.
I don't know, man.
5 stars. I think
weird.
A lot of it is the look. They're smaller.
They are.
They don't hit impactfully.
Yeah.
If Gunther hits you, you've been hit. It's impactful when you see Gunther hit somebody. When you see people that are the same size as the average person walking down the airport, it just doesn't. It's not as impactful.
But it worked. Yeah, but it works in NXT. Like I said, had this match happened during the NXT Black and Gold era, would have been a classic. The mainstream audience just they don't like it.
No.
But I'm not sure how you fix that. I don't know if you can. I don't know what to suggest to them. I think this was definitely one of those situations where Triple H gave them the stage and was like, here you go. Let's see what you guys can do. I know you guys can do it, but it failed. So now what do you do?
All right.
It's almost like, this is going to sound really bad, but it's almost like the WWE audience, unless the tag team match is a ladder match, then they don't care. You know what I mean? Because it might have something to do with what you said with impact.
Their size.
Yeah, you put them on ladders, that makes noise, that makes impacts, that makes
All right.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about what they can do to fix this problem, but
Triple threat, which is based on the ending. My guess is
that's what's going to be a
like
Mania.
Yeah, which is what we discussed.
Or we might see. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where they go from here. It's very strange. The ending, as you alluded to, was very weird. Street Profits came out of nowhere to cost the Motor City Machine Guns the win, and DIY capitalized. But then they beat up DIY. So and commentary explained it as they wanted revenge on DIY, and they want to be the ones to take the titles from them. So they, like, I don't know, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. I don't mind seeing the Street Profits as heels. Just to clarify, I think they could be really cool as heels. They could. But this is the most dumb heel kind of move ever. Yeah, we're gonna cost them the titles. We're gonna make sure they keep those titles so we can take them off them later. What?
Michael Cole sounded like Excalibur trying to explain why.
Yeah,
the Street Profits did what they did, and
it's just stupid.
Just didn't make sense.
No, it didn't make sense at all. Whoever wrote that is something special. I don't know. And it came across so poorly. Then you were I were talking about this during the show. Does this mean that DIY are faces again because Street Profits screwed them? Yeah. Or does this mean that the Street Profits, like, are they both heels? Like, neither of these guys are doing good things. So it's like, unless, like you said, this is going to turn into a triple threat, and the Motor City Machine Guns are going to take advantage of them fighting against each other and take the win that way. But it's like, holy crap, that's some convoluted nonsense.
Yeah,
you know. All right. Let's move on. Oh, predictions. How do we do?
Predictions. We both thought it was too early for DIY to lose the belts. We both had DIY.
So 3-2.
3-2.
All right. Next up was the ladder match for the undisputed WWE Championship with Cody Rhodes defeating Kevin Owens after a pretty brutal one-on-one ladder match with surprisingly no interference. It was just a straight one-on-one. We didn't get an appearance from Randy. We did get an appearance from Sammy, but he didn't do anything. So I'm not sure what the point of that was, until the end at least. But they could have had him come out at the end instead of when he did. So I don't know, whatever. Neither here nor there, I guess. But there was two spots in particular in this match that were absolutely gobsmacked. Like, brutal moves. One was...
Oh, I thought it was 3.
Oh, 3?
Yeah.
I remember the 2. So there was the... what does Kevin Owens call his, like, reverse fisherman suplex drop?
From the turnbuckle?
From the top, from the turnbuckle.
Yeah, I think,
whatever he calls
reverse that. Something, yeah.
Yeah, like a reverse drop fisherman suplex from the top rope onto a ladder, which looked like it decapitated Cody. It was nasty, just brutal. And then the finish of the match was the other one I was thinking of, where Cody gave Kevin a Alabama slam from the announce desk through a ladder that looked like he also decapitated Kevin on that one. What was the third one that you were thinking of?
The one I'm thinking of was when in the ring, Kevin went to do a cradle pile driver onto Cody, but Cody backdropped him onto the table, onto the ladder that was right there, and his back hit right on that
spine shot. Oh God, yeah, that was brutal. Oh my God.
The very first one too. The ladder was knocked over on the ground, and Kevin slammed Cody through the braces.
The braces,
to tie the two together. That one was a minute into the match.
Yeah, on the outside of the ring too.
Yeah, on the outside of the ring.
Yeah, it was full of great spots, that's for sure. But Kevin lost clean, which I don't think either of us predicted.
Nope.
I would have thought there would have been some something, some shenanigans of some kind, But we got nothing. It was just a clean one-on-one match. Now, after the match, I brought up something with the way that they were shooting Kevin. So Kevin was bloodied up, by the way. We didn't mention that either. Cody was not, but Kevin was busted crazy open unfortunately, it was after just a generic shot into the post.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. But there was this ending shot that they just stuck on for a really long time with Sammy cradling Kevin Owens, who is barely conscious and bleeding all over the place, with Cody standing tall in the background, raising his titles.
Very reminiscent of Rocky IV, with Apollo Creed laying in Rocky's arms with Ivan Drago celebrating behind him.
Yeah, so it looks like they're trying to gain sympathy for Kevin Owens. To what end? I'm not entirely sure.
Sammy going to go after Cody?
I mean, yeah, maybe that's what they fill in with Cody until Mania. To give him something to do like Elimination Chamber is a Sammy Cody match, I guess.
Sammy getting a title match at Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber again, yeah. Another loss, I'm sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah, in Canada.
Oh
Just
man,
like
that's scary. That he could win that. He could win that, dude.
It's not his hometown though.
But it's Canada, and is he really just gonna lose again? I mean, I can see him winning, and then it's Kevin and Sammy. At Mania. I don't know, but we do have the Elimination Chamber, which is supposed to be for.
It will be for a title shot.
Yeah, I guess Kevin could be in that match.
Did you watch the press conference afterwards?
No, I know Cena announced that he was going to be in the match, but that's about it.
Yeah, so basically it's confirmed that match is going to be for the other title shot.
The WWE Championship.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Jay pretty much said that I don't know if it's official, but he said a couple times about how he thinks he can beat Gunther.
Yeah. And we'll get into that. So yeah, I mean, what does gaining Kevin sympathy do for Kevin? I understand it would give Sammy a reason to go after Cody, and it could be the very earliest stage of Cody turning heel at some point. As I was talking to you about it during the show, I was like, this is something they would put in a package, in a video package.
Yes.
That shot where they're looking back and Cody beat the shit out of Kevin, and maybe Kevin's the first victim, as it were, of Cody. Doing everything he can to keep the title.
Like 9 months down the road at SummerSlam, let's see how we got to where we are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what it felt like. It felt like the seed was planted. But where does Kevin go from here?
You would assume Randy. Whenever he comes back.
Yeah, where is he? I don't know. So yeah, I would say it was a fantastic match. Predictable outcome. Predictable winner, I should say. Maybe not predictable outcome. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have much more to say. How do we do in predictions? Jeez, I wonder.
Yeah, I wonder. We both picked Cody.
Yeah, we both picked Cody. So 4-3?
4-3. Wait, 1.
Oh, God.
Yep.
So it all comes down to the men's Royal Rumble match, which is our next one that we're going to talk about here. Take it away. Let's do our predictions.
Also, you want to do the winner first and then talk about the match?
Let's do all the predictions just like we did with the women's, and then we'll review the match itself.
All right. So I won't do it in the exact same order.
Hold on. Actually, hold on.
Oh, you're gonna bring the belt out for this?
Just in case. I don't know if I'm keeping it or not. So I gotta have it around my shoulder for now.
All right.
Here we go.
So number 1, entrant, I had Jey Uso, so he could come out and do his big yeet entrance. You had Xavier Woods.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier Woods was not even in the Rumble.
Yeah,
Jay,
I didn't even realize that till you just till
neither
now.
him
Oh,
nor Kofi. No
that
member
is
of
so
New Day.
stupid.
Which I'm really okay with because they didn't have any tag teams in there.
That's true. But we'll get into who.
Yeah.
There was some people that they could have replaced easily. We'll put it that way before we get
and
into
they did kind of have a tag team, but one of them never made it to the ring.
Yeah,
Which
I'm okay with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jey Uso ended up coming in at number 20. So neither one of us got number 1. For number 2 pick, you picked Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio came in at number 1.
So annoying. I could be up 2 points.
Yeah. Not 3 points. Because you're already up 1.
Yeah. I'm already up 1. Yeah, I could be up 3 at this point. That's a lead you can't capture at that point.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And I picked Penta at number 2, and Penta actually hit.
So we are tied.
Yep.
Now.
And I'm sure we'll get into it
afterwards,
but that was a tremendous way to start, Penta and Rey.
Yeah, that's a beautiful way to start for sure.
Number 30 entrant, you had Randy making a return, and I had The Rock. Neither one.
We're both very wrong.
Neither one. He even showed up.
No.
Longest lasting. You had Chad Gable. Chad Gable came in at number 3, so as long as he stayed in for a long time, you had a good chance at getting that. I, however, picked Penta. Him coming in at number 2 and staying in it for 42 minutes. He was the longest one, so Penta hit twice for me.
Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
So that's what 6-5?
Don't know yet.
No.
We'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, I got lost track of the points now.
Most eliminations. I picked Obafemi. I thought Obafemi was going to be coming in from NXT and getting, I guess, kind of like the Nia Jax spot and getting a handful of eliminations real quick and then getting kicked out by Roman or somebody.
Yeah.
He didn't show up. On our official prediction show, you picked Roman.
This is the best part.
Before we went live yesterday, you asked if you could change to Jacob. Like a dummy, I said, sure, go for it.
Not that it matters.
Yeah, not that it matters because they tied. They both only had 4.
Yeah.
I say only because Nia had 9.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
So how do you want to handle it? Half a point? Full point?
Yeah, it's a good question. Since it was a tie. Leave it ambiguous for now, because I don't know if it ends up being the reason that I retain. We'll figure out what the score is without that being. Don't give me anything right now is what I'm saying.
Okay.
We'll bring that up if it needs to be brought up.
All right. Men's runner-up. I had CM Punk. You had John Cena.
Oh my
Men's
god.
winner. I had John Cena, and you had CM Punk. So we both had the same final 2, but flipped. You hit Cena. I didn't. So you got the point for Cena.
Oh yeah, I got it for the runner-up. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you got the point for the runner-up.
Wow, that was lucky.
Which I literally just realized that too. Because
Yeah, I
when it
didn't even
happened
think
last
about that.
night, I was a little upset.
We were so in we were so
yeah.
in shock at how things went
Yeah.
that that never
That
crossed my mind.
as I was looking at it right now, I thought, oh yeah, you really did pick Cena. That's right. You
That's
got a
funny.
point for that. Yeah. So that's it.
Okay, tally them up.
Tally them up.
Tally them up.
All right. So
I have
hit
no
Charlotte.
idea. It sounds like I'm up by 1, possibly, or tied.
Okay.
So the Jacob Roman pick might not even matter. We'll see.
I hit Charlotte, DIY, Penta, Cody. So I end up with 5 out of 14. No.
Okay.
16.
Yeah, we had 16.
Yeah. You hit Charlotte, Roxanne, DIY, Cena, Cody, and the Roman Jacob.
So either way, I retain
Yes.
because I would at least tie, and if I didn't tie, I'd have a half point potentially extra.
Yeah.
So your winner and still predictions champion because of Cena.
Because of John
That
Cena.
is so funny. Because of John Cena failing to win. DJ Leo. All right. Let's talk about the match itself. Things kicked off with, as you said, Rey Mysterio and Penta. Fantastic way to start the match. The 2 greatest luchadors potentially in history. I mean,
And
great team.
I got to try to find you a link for the entire interview. But this
Yes.
Friday, Busted Open, I listen to Busted Open most days. They had a really, really good interview with Penta. Penta was saying that Ray was basically his hero in wrestling. He was the reason
That's cool.
he got into wrestling. And he, wrestled Ray. I think Penta's just about 40. So he's, he wrestled Ray. He was wrestling Ray when he first started almost 20 years ago.
Right.
So it was like a huge thing for him to be able to be wrestling.
Be there
Ray
after
again.
all those.
Yep.
Yeah. Be in the first 2 in the Royal Rumble that many years later. Crazy.
Yep.
Story type moment for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Cool start. Number 3, Chad Gable. Number 4 was Carmelo Hayes, who came in like a ball of frickin' fire. He did some crazy moves when he came in there. Number 5 was Santos Escobar, who got, aside from the tag match, the least pop of the night. Poor Santos. Number 6 came out Otis. Big ol' Otis. Big sweaty Otis.
Yep.
Number 7, Braun Breaker. And
in the match.
yeah, that dude's a beast, man. He's so good. You know what's really weird though is that you see him on TV and he's so intense, but anytime I've ever seen him in an interview, he is the quietest, most reserved wrestler I think I've ever hear speak in an interview. It's weird. I'm like, dude, take your vitamins or something. What's going on? Have a coffee.
And you wouldn't think so.
No.
When you think of who his father is and who his uncle is.
Yeah.
But even when you see them being interviewed in real life, they're quiet and
true.
They're somewhat humble and
somewhat.
Yeah.
Not so great at math.
Yeah.
Number 8 really pissed us off at first.
Yeah, at first.
It still kind of does. I Show Speed.
No, first it was Tozawa. It was Tozawa that came out.
Oh, yes, that's right. Tozawa came out, and then there was a backstage shot after. Who took him out?
Carmelo on his way out. Way
Carmelo
back.
took out Tozawa on his way out, which is a very odd pick to do that, by the way.
Right.
Like, why Carmelo of all people? Like, okay. Yeah, showed Triple H going, well, we got to put someone in there. And he looks around and he's like, oh, look, it's I Show Speed.
Talking to Stephanie and streaming.
Get out there. Yeah, it was like,
We need somebody. Get out there.
yeah, very odd. So yeah, got a huge reaction from the crowd, but a lot of boos from you and me. But then he went in and he received the biggest spear
Well,
I've ever fucking seen.
he was celebrating because he and Braun eliminated Otis together.
Right.
So he
Yeah.
was celebrating, did a little backflip, and was just kind of standing there, soaking in
And
the
got
moment.
fucking destroyed.
And then he turned around into the biggest spear that I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was the nastiest spear.
You saw Braun running the ropes 2 or 3 times, and then soon as Speed turned around, he just ate
Oh
a
god.
spear.
That was more impactful, more brutal looking than the Goldberg on Nunzio spear from all those years ago. Remember that one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Holy shit! Like this one was way worse. It's brutal.
Yeah.
It was. ISHO must have talked to Braun before the show and was like, "Dude, run me
Lay
over
it
like
in.
a fucking truck. Yeah, just do it." So once we saw that and he got thrown out, we were okay with that. We were that.
But they threw him out, or Braun picked him up, threw him out, and Otis caught him.
Yeah.
And then Otis, so he wasn't eliminated yet because his feet didn't touch the ground. But then Otis did a little sidewalk or a fall away, just chucked him over his head onto the announce table, and he rolled off the announce table.
Yeah. So it was like a double whammy. You know,
Yeah.
he got speared out of his boots and then hurled over the over the announce table
Yeah.
like a piece of meat. Yeah. So that was. I'm okay with it. I'm still a little annoyed that they didn't put someone else that was worthy of that spot in there.
Yeah,
But
I'll talk about that later.
yeah. But at the very least, it was entertaining to see him get absolutely demolished. So I'm okay with that. Coming out at number 9 was Sheamus to a great pop. Number 10.
I always enjoy watching Sheamus.
Dude, Sheamus is a beast. You know, he's won over so many wrestling fans just with his hard-hitting, no-nonsense approach and just, you know, as he says, putting on banger after banger after banger. Yep. He's great. He deserves better. Hopefully he gets what, you know, gets that IC title.
He gets that IC title.
Yeah, he needs it. Number 10 was Jimmy Uso with one of our favorite entrance themes.
The better Uso, to me.
Ooh, damn. Shade being thrown.
Hot take.
Number 11 was Andrade to another pretty lackluster pop. And only lasted 3 minutes. After he was eliminated by the next man, who came in at number 12, Jacob Fatu, who lasted 24 minutes. And then we had our waste of a slot for the night. Ludwig Kaiser comes in and gets eliminated in 6 seconds.
Not right away. He did the whole smart heel thing or the chicken shit heel thing.
Yeah.
Walked around to avoid getting in until he picked a spot, and he picked a spot where he got taken out by Penta 6 seconds in.
I just of all the people that you could make fun of, you know what I mean? Like to have a quick spot like that, you do it to Ludwig. Like, come on, you're supposed to be building this guy up. Right, he's so good. You know, I think it would have made much more sense to put Xavier in there or Kofi in there in that spot.
Tozawa for that spot.
Yeah, but I mean, it would have been more productive to do it. I think to one of the New Day members because they've already got so much. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And at least they're on the show. You know, they weren't even on the show. It's crazy. Number 14 was The Miz. You know, all the respect in the world to The Miz, but dude's so stale right now.
He is.
I just don't give two rats asses, you know. However, coming in at number 15, one of the I don't know if it was a surprise of the Rumble, but it was probably the biggest surprise of the Rumble. Joe
Not for me.
No.
No, I mean, I expected Joe. I mean, it's a nice surprise. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I just wasn't surprised. When you get to the next one, when you get to the biggest surprise for me, I'll call it out because I didn't like it.
Yeah, for sure. I will say Joe Hendry. I think his entrance here was not his entrance specifically, but like his time in the spotlight here was not utilized very well, in my opinion.
It didn't look really good.
No, I mean he looks good, but production screwed up on his twist turn to the camera. They didn't capture it.
He may not have done it. I don't know. We don't know.
What do you mean?
He may not have done the turn.
Oh, he did in the ring. Yeah, he did it in the ring after he did. Okay. I think he eliminated somebody. Maybe not.
Did he?
He did some sort of crazy move to somebody, and then he turned around, did the.
Oh yeah, he did his finish on somebody.
Yeah, it was some sort of
ovation finisher.
Yeah, and he did this, and then he did the turn, but the camera zoomed in too late.
Okay.
So he didn't get the look, and I was like, oh man, production dropping the ball there. And then he only lasted 3 minutes. I was like, okay.
He's your TNA champion, and 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean they made Jordan Grace look way better than that.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, last year when she was champion, I think she was in for like 15 or 20, something like that.
Yeah. So I think they dropped the ball.
I guess you can say, well, he got eliminated by Roman.
Yeah.
So he got kind of a exposure that way, but
he just kind of looked like a jobber to me.
With the people that were in there, Andrade, Santos, I don't think was, he wasn't in there still then. A couple people that came out later, Finn, he could have gotten a elimination to look good, I thought.
Yeah. Coming out at number 16, shocked us both. Roman Reigns at 16, very early. We thought, very early for me. I thought because I was like, ooh, they're gonna risk his health. This early, okay, all right. Not to say that anything bad's gonna happen. So many of these wrestlers wrestle 3 or 4 times a week.
Yeah.
But it's like he's your star attraction. Putting him at number 16 seemed shocking to me, but there he is. He lasted 37 minutes. We'll get into that a little bit later. Number 17 was Drew McIntyre. Number 18 was Finn Balor. Number 19 was Shinsuke Nakamura. Commented on the show, but on the watch party. But man, I love his theme song.
Yep.
His evil theme song is so good. Number 20, Jey Uso. Yeet. Number 21, the returning AJ Styles as a face with his old theme song.
Theme song, yep.
Thank God.
Yep.
Yeah, when he came back, he was like, all right, guys, I'm not using that shit.
Yeah.
Give me my old theme back. I hate this shit.
Give me my black and blue instead of my all black.
Yeah. At least I assume that was his call. I can't imagine that. Number 22, Braun Strowman, which this is when you and I both groaned and went, really?
Yeah. This
Braun?
was my surprise that I didn't like.
Yeah, you mentioned about he just got the shit kicked out of him by Jacob a week ago.
Yeah.
And he's already back.
Came out not selling anything of it.
Yeah, no bruises on his face, no patches, no band-aids, no nothing. Just came out and was like, "Yep, I'm back, bitches."
Now he did come out and eliminate Jacob, so I guess maybe they're continuing that. Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah.
I talked about this during the watch party, but holy shit, Braun Strowman is not the monster of all monsters anymore. He's not.
No.
He's just a big dude.
He's the Big Show.
Yeah, he's the big. That is the perfect analogy. He is the current version of the Big Show. He's just a big dude who does a lot of charity and is super nice to kids.
Can't move like he used to. It hurts me to watch him do his little Strowman Express run around the ring and shoulder tackle.
They look weaker than John Cena's do.
It hurts me to watch that.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing against the guy. He's a great guy. Great,
Oh, yeah.
great worker, great individual, but he's just not believable as a monster anymore because he keeps losing. He's that's all he's done for the last like 2 or 3 years is just lose.
Between Bronson Reed, now Jacob.
Yeah.
He's lost.
I mean, the monster of all monsters won the tag team championship with a child at WrestleMania one year.
That's like a lot of years ago too.
Yeah, and he hasn't recovered. He's still just, I don't know. It's brutal. Number 23, John Cena to a massive pop.
Deserved.
Massive pop. And you commented he was definitely getting emotional when he took his time going to the ring. I got emotional. Yep. I was like, oh man,
me too.
This is a thing.
I was like a little kid watching it.
Yep, that was a thing. That was awesome. So he came in. Number 24. So the John Cena coming in started this like moment in the ring. John Cena got in the ring. Roman Reigns was there. They had a stare down until number 24 came out, who was CM Punk.
Yeah.
And then he came in the ring, and then they had a triple threat stare down, which lasted the entire next minute until number 25 came out, who was Seth Rollins, came out, who did not do a stare down. He just got in the ring and went for Punk immediately.
Yep. And then all the hair left out of the arena when the next person came out.
And then after that,
it was the last entrant that we didn't know who was going to be.
The train completely derailed off the tracks after number 26, Dirty Dom Mysterio. It would have made sense for him to be 26 or higher last year.
Right.
But this year? No. He doesn't have that heat anymore. He's just there now, you know. He doesn't have mega heat anymore. He's got heat. But it's over, you know. I don't know.
He could have gotten that kind of heat back if he would have eliminated, I don't know, someone like Cena or Jay or somebody who was super over. You know, in the same kind of way that Liv got that kind of heat when she eliminated Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, but he eliminated nobody. Did it come on again? Yeah. Yeah. Waste of a spot again. Just, I don't know why. It was really dumb. And then the train continued to derail after that. 27 was Sami Zayn. Number 28 was Damian Priest. Number 29 was LA Knight. And number 30 was Logan Paul. I said this during the show. Why in God's name did they put Cena, Punk, and Rollins at 23, 24, and 25 instead of 28, 29, and 30? I don't get it. You had the biggest moment of the match not towards the end. I mean, can you imagine? I just, it was such a moment, and I would have way preferred to see it build up at the end of the match. So it's like 28. Oh shit, it's John Cena. Number 29. Then, oh shit, it's CM Punk. You know, and Roman's still in there. You know?
I mean, you know, we were sitting there, and we knew, oh well, there's 4 people left. There's Logan, there's LA Knight, there's Priest, and there's Sammy. So if you would have left those 3 for the last 3, you would have been like, oh, well, we know this one's going to be Cena. We know this one's going to be Seth.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of... Okay, here's what I would have done. I would have made Logan Paul 29. And then I would have made 26, 27, and 28 Cena, Punk, Rollins. And then number 30 should have been... Actually, you know what? Maybe not. Because I'm second guessing now. Because if you had the unknown guy in number 30, and it wasn't The Rock, that may have backfired on them. Maybe that's why they didn't do it.
I mean, that's what they did with Ray when Daniel Bryan didn't come out.
Yeah, and maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe they learned from that. And we're
Yeah,
like,
could
we can't have a not previously announced name at number 30 because people are just going to think it's The Rock. So we
and
can't
having
do that.
Logan in at 30, whether you think it's going to be The Rock or somebody else or not, Logan Paul's going to get heat. Whether he's
Yeah, that's a good point too.
you
They're going to boo
he's
anyway, so you might as well put out a big heat magnet out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, all right. I still think they could have moved Cena, Punk, and Rollins a little bit further down the card, though. To have Dirty Dom, Sammy, Priest, and LA Knight, like that section of the Rumble was so anticlimactic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, it was just like
it was kind of.
It's like really these are the last guys? Okay, sure. That being said, though, that moment with Cena, Punk, and Roman in the ring, whew, crowd was fucking going ballistic. All right, so okay, so as we said, the Rumble up until Dirty Dom was great. It was going really well. But the second he came out, it kind of, like you said, it took the air right out of the whole match. And it was like, okay, so that means The Rock's not coming out, which means he's not winning, which means he's not going to be at WrestleMania. So what are they doing here? So it's got to be Punk or Cena, right? And then Logan Paul eliminates
Well, you had Roman
you had
and
Punk.
Seth. You had Roman and Seth fighting at the ropes. Punk came in, scooped both of them over the ropes at the same time. So he eliminated Roman and Seth right at the same time. And then you had Logan Paul sneak up behind Punk and eliminate Punk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
that's what just made everyone go,
that got all the heat.
What is happening? You know.
Because then at that point you had Cena, Logan, Paul, and Jay as a final three.
And I think you and I were both pretty much like, well, it's got to be Cena.
It's got to be Cena. Yeah.
And then Jay wins it. And you and I was in shock. Like I couldn't, I had my hands on my heads going.
Yeah, that was like.
Really?
I mean, to me, that was Brock beating Undertaker. Street. Shock.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it was just like you had some of the biggest names going and you gave it to Jay? So what does that mean? So we know now Jay is definitely going after Gunther. So
no, I mean that's kind of what he hinted at.
Yeah,
I don't think it's 100% confirmed, but
let me see if
that's how I would see it.
I mean, he said, I think. Did he not say that he was going after him in the post press conference? He did say he was. I mean, it makes. I mean, it's pretty much a guarantee it's going to be Jay and Gunther because, you know, he said on the Raw before the Rumble, I know I can beat him. Y'all. I just need one more chance.
He said, I was screaming Gunther, 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 but when it's in concrete right now and it's after the Rumble and I really want it, I'm looking at both at them like, all right, we're going to yeet here or yeet here. I don't know, man. I would like one more crack at Gunther, and I really feel like I can beat Gunther.
Yeah, he's going after Gunther. I mean, you know, I'll put it to you this way: when when we're talking about the main event of WrestleMania, okay, like the final match of WrestleMania, I don't see it being Gunther versus Cena. I don't see it being Gunther versus who? You know, like I don't see Gunther versus somebody for the World Heavyweight Championship as the main event for WrestleMania 41, right?
Right.
So if we go to Cody, well, we know now Cody's not facing The Rock. We suspect he's not facing Roman, because that just would be weird to have him face Roman for the third time in a row. So it's got to be Cena, right? That he's facing? It's got to be, right? For the main event? I mean, it could be Punk.
Therein lies just about my biggest problem with the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Is the fact that they say the winner gets a guaranteed main event of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
For both the men and women.
Yeah. You can't, which you can't do because there's 4 titles.
So by that rationale, Charlotte should main event one night, whether it's night 1 or night 2, against who we assume is Tiffany. And Jay
is technically supposed to main event the other.
He's supposed to main event night 2.
Which we know is not going to happen.
Presumably Gunther. And probably neither one's going to happen because Cody's going to be in the final match on night 2.
Yeah. Well, one of them might main event night 1.
I don't see Cody not being the main event of night 2.
No. Sorry, did I say night 2? I meant night 1. So Cody, whoever Cody's facing, it's going to be night 2 main event for sure. But one of these Rumble winners is going to be the main event night 1.
But that means one of them isn't going to be.
Going to be,
which is supposed to be guaranteed.
Yeah, you have to. I assume that it will be Gunther Jay.
Right.
Night 1, because I mean they're really pushing hard Jay's main event name.
Right.
It would make no sense to open the show, with Jay and Gunther for the title and him winning. So so clearly we're going to get two male main events this year, which isn't surprising. They did it last year.
And which, if that's the best story, that's what should be.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, whatever is the hottest ticket should be the main event. I completely agree with that. So then,
for that reason, stop saying the winner of the Royal Rumble gets a main event title match. Just say gets a guaranteed title match.
Yes, I completely agree. Their wording sucks. So and then there's this whole other thing. There's this whole other thing where they have pinned Punk, Roman, and Seth against each other. There is a triangle that is formed where all 3 of them hate each other now. Or there's some sort of tie, Punk was eliminated by Roman, right?
No,
Punk was eliminated by
Logan Paul.
Logan Paul. But he showed no attention to Logan Paul after he was eliminated. All of his attention was on Roman.
But now did you watch that promo between him and Kevin Owens on Monday? No, I'm sorry, on Friday, on SmackDown.
No, I didn't watch SmackDown.
You know how Joe Tessitore had an in-ring interview with Kevin Owens, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Whatever, they got through it. CM Punk comes out and interrupts him. They kind of go back and forth, talking about the match with Cody, and they get to insulting each other. And one of the things that, like, Kevin's like, I'm going to enjoy watching you not win the Royal Rumble and not main eventing WrestleMania again, which I've done twice. Or, which I've main evented WrestleMania multiple times. And
so you're thinking Punk Kevin?
But one of the things that Punk said was, you know what I've never done? And know what someone else has? I've never lost 5 title matches at the Royal Rumble, which Kevin has. And Punk said,
is it 5 now or 6 now?
No, it's 6 now.
6 now. Holy shit.
6 now. And then Punk said, I've never lost to Logan Paul. which Kevin Owens did last year.
Okay, here's my theory. Now that you're pointing out all this shit, this is all being played so that they're all in the Elimination Chamber. Clearly.
Or so
Clearly.
they have dozens of options.
Yeah, so that they have dozens of options and they
That
can
they can
pivot
buy
after
all
the
together.
Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The Elimination Chamber is the final pivot point, so they're like, we're just gonna fucking stir the pot as
Yeah.
much as we can, and we're gonna see what gets the biggest reaction, and that's
Yeah.
what we're gonna go with.
So it's like you could have,
So they don't know what they're gonna do right now.
yeah, because of that promo, you could have
Yeah.
Kevin Owens and Punk. Because of that promo, you can have
Punk and Logan Paul.
Punk and Logan Paul. Because of the way the match got done, you could have Roman versus Seth versus Punk.
I don't think they
Roman
would do a
versus
triple
Seth.
threat
No,
for
I
no
don't think
title.
so.
No. But you could
But-
have any triangular
Yeah.
version of that. You could have,
Yeah.
Punk Seth, you could have Punk Roman, you could have Roman Seth, you could have,
It's like
whatever combo.
everything matters.
Yeah. So
Everything
they're
they
still
say matters.
they're still keeping every option open because they don't know specifically where to go. So
Right. Or they do know where they're going,
and
They
they're just
just
trying
don't-
to fuck with us.
and they just don't want us to know. They want us to just watch it play out. And I'm okay.
I'm
okay
okay
with
with that. I just I'm a little uncomfortable not understanding where they're going because it doesn't out of all the options, you know what I mean? Jay and Gunther was not
Out
on
of
my
all those
list.
options for somebody to win, I didn't like Jay.
No.
I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Jay just lost to Gunther a week ago.
Yeah, that was a huge mistake in my opinion to do that. That was a huge
mean,
mistake.
If they
I
had
get that
that in
that's the
mind, Jay
story.
winning, why have him lose to Gunther a week ago?
That's what they're going with. Is the story of guys, I can beat him. I just need one more chance, and then he does beat him. That's what
You
they're
know
going with.
We saw that last year with Gunther and Sammy,
It's Sammy
and
Yeah, I know.
Sammy beat Gunther. That's how Gunther
Yeah.
lost his IC title. I don't want Gunther to lose a world title in the same exact way.
I know, but it looks like that's what they're going for.
Then that's what they're going to go. Because I know
to give,
a lot
to
of
give
the
Jay his
bloodline,
props.
a lot of the bloodline story from the very beginning was it's about Jay because he was the main first opponent of Roman when the whole
But let's be
bloodline
real.
was established.
Let's be real though. He will beat Gunther, and then he'll lose it a month or two later, and then that'll be it.
By
He's a
SummerSlam.
one-time champion
Or
Oh,
he'll
at the-
lose it at
he-
SummerSlam at the latest.
at the
hopefully.
latest. Yeah,
Not that
if
I
he
want
holds
him
it,
to
I
lose
do.
it, but he's not a long term. I mean, just like with the IC title, I don't see him as a long term.
No, not even close. No,
Yeah.
they'll give it to him just to give him his flowers, basically, as the kids say these days. For all his hard work and all of his getting over and all of his blah 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 blah. But it just leaves the card in such a weird spot, you know. So now Cena Gunther is not an option. So it makes me currently think that it's probably going to be that I'm pretty convinced that Cena's not going to be in the main event. I'm pretty convinced of that at this point.
He's convinced that he's going to do it. He
I know.
Guarantee it.
I know, and look, Cena versus Cody would probably be a pretty big marquee match for them to be the main event of WrestleMania. But do you see Cena beating Cody? I don't. I think that would be a travesty to do that.
But we both kind of agree that we see Cena winning his 17th title this year, right?
Yeah, I do think he will win it, but I don't think it's going to be like if he was to face Cody at Mania.
Should he
I just
get it
don't-
on his
I
first title match?
No, he shouldn't. Absolutely not. And it shouldn't be against Cody at Mania. If you want to do it against Cody at SummerSlam or something like that, sure. But don't give Cena his 17th championship by taking down one of the hottest attractions that wrestling has right now. You know what I mean? It's like
I guess, but
and And I'm not saying that I'm a huge Cody fan. I like Cody as a heel. I think he's a much better heel than he is a face. But that's what you're gonna do, you know? Like, and then what are you gonna do? Are you gonna do the whole Rock Cena thing again? So Rock's gonna win the first year, and then Cena wins the second year. So you're gonna do the same thing. You can't this time. So how's Cody gonna get his redemption against Cena? Cena's just gonna beat him, and then that's it. Cody doesn't like that. That buries Cody in a way, right? Where it's like, I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening that way. I think if anything, Cena will beat someone for the world title, or the WWE title, but it won't be against Gunther and it won't be against Cody. It'll be some other transitional champion.
Would it be Jay?
No, because he's a face. It's going to be a heel. He's got to beat a heel. They're not going to give Cena his 17th championship against a face.
But then how late in the year?
I've always thought SummerSlam makes the most sense to me for him to win his 17th. Especially since this year it's going to be a 2-night event. You know?
I mean,
they're treating it like WrestleMania, so
maybe we get Randy beating Cody and then Cena can beat Randy.
Okay. I'm okay with that. Yeah.
I'd be okay with that too.
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
But then we got to get Randy and Cody. But I don't think that's going to be Mania.
No, I don't think so either. So who do you put against him at Mania? I mean, I guess you could put Cena against him at Mania and lose.
A Punk?
It's kind of a weird.
Punk if he wins.
That's my preference
Chamber?
still, is seeing Punk and Cody in the main event. That's still my preference.
That means Punk would have to win Chamber.
The Chamber.
Which I'd be okay with.
Yeah, you have to make the assumption that the Chamber is going to be Cena, Roman, Seth, Punk,
Logan,
Kevin. I was thinking Drew, but maybe not. Maybe Logan. Yeah.
Now Drew got eliminated by Priest.
So I read up on that. Something apparently may have happened with that. Apparently that may have been something went wrong. Apparently, with Drew in the Rumble. They haven't talked about what the specifics were, but apparently when he was eliminated and came back to the backstage area, he was pissed off for some reason and left the arena. Now it could be a work. It could just be a bunch of bullshit. But apparently that's what's making the rounds, is that he was pissed off at somebody in the match. But we don't know specifically what happened.
If I'm not mistaken, the same kind of thing happened last year when he stormed out after the Rumble, which is what I'm trying to look up right now.
It does ring a bell, him doing that, but I don't remember who it was. What made him do that last year?
Because of Punk, maybe?
Yeah, but he injured him. So it couldn't be that, right? Yeah, I can't find anything on the last year.
Yeah, anything I try to pull up just pulls up from last night.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm kind of leaning towards it being a work, because a lot of stuff that he's done,
yeah, he's pretty good at
interviews.
Yeah,
that's all been kind of the work shoot type thing. So for those kind of reports, especially for him, I take all those with a grain of salt.
There was some other reports about, other talent being pissed off at somebody in the match, but it doesn't seem like anyone's been able to figure out who that was. Yeah, well, not that I would ever quote Dave Meltzer in anything, but he was saying there's a guy a lot of people were pissed at in that match with the idea he was trying to get himself over and not the match over.
No,
but he doesn't. But he didn't want to say who it was. but I can't remember. The only person that I thought was doing annoying stuff was Penta with his
Oh,
that
he
thing that
does
he
so
kept
many
doing
times.
over and over and over. You know, maybe that's what it was because Penta was in there for a long time. Maybe that's
Yeah.
who they're referring to. Um, but no one else stuck out to me as doing something stupid. I'd
No.
watch it again though. But yeah, it could have been. It was probably a work, but who is he referring to? That's because that might give us a clue as to where his story is heading.
Right.
He's on Raw, right? Sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So tomorrow night will be pretty telling. Probably get some information about that.
The only thing we know
Um,
about Raw right now is Charlotte and Jay will both be there.
to make their decision,
No, they just said
they'll
that
just be there.
they'll just be there, and we'll hear from them.
Mm,
That was what Adam Pearce released on socials today.
mm, mm. Yeah. So I thought the match was good up until Dom came out, and then it just fell right apart for me. But you know, I also will give Trips the benefit of the doubt and see where this ends up.
Yeah.
But right now, it's really murky and really just kind of, I don't know, deflating a little bit after that. For all of the amazing things they could have done, I'm not stoked with the
Yeah.
outcome of last night. You know what I mean? I definitely think the Women's Rumble was better from a quality standpoint. I thought the wrestling was better. I thought the moments were better in the match. But I also think there was more nostalgia and star power moments in the Men's Rumble.
See, for me, the women's was just very cluttered because for a lot of the time you had
Mm.
so many people in the ring.
Yeah, it's true.
I think at one point there was 15 people in the ring for the
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
For the men, you never really had more than about 7 or 8 at the most.
Yeah.
So you had space and you had time for those moments like the 3 people face off for 2 minutes, for a minute and a half kind of
Yeah.
thing. So you had a lot more of those moments that you remember from the men's event,
Yeah.
from the men's match than you do from the women's.
Let's talk about the other two shockers of the night. No NXTers in the Men's
Oh
Rumble.
my God. Yeah.
Mind blowing.
Yeah.
So you put I Show Speed in there instead of Obafemi.
I mean,
Okay.
you had Finn Balor, who we haven't seen since the street fight between him and Damian.
Oh no,
Nope.
he hasn't even been on Raw. Wow.
Nope.
Okay.
He's been gone since then. Shinsuke, sure, he's a U.S. champion, but I mean, he didn't do much, and we haven't seen him to further any kind of U.S. title story.
Yeah. Braun Strowman we talked about.
Yeah, but I guess if they're really not done with Jacob and Braun, that makes sense to have Braun come out and eliminate, but not only a week after getting just mauled.
I hate the Saturday Night's main event idea entirely at this point. I get it. I get it from a business standpoint because you're exposing another audience to your product, but it muddies the waters too much. I would have rather they had just had another pay-per-view or another PLE.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the January month. So I yeah, and then obviously the other big shocker is The Rock is definitely not going to be at Mania.
I don't see how he will be now.
It makes no sense for him to come back at this point. So
No.
what the hell happened? wow, did they drop the ball on that hard? Or The Rock dropped the ball on that hard.
Yeah.
Someone did. Like, why the hell did you have him come back at Bad Blood to do that?
Yeah.
That motion to Cody and Roman, and then
It was
do
Cody
nothing
and
with
Jay,
it.
wasn't it?
Yeah. But I think it was specifically, the question was,
Yeah.
who is it directed at,
Who was
Cody
it?
or
1,
Roman?
2, 3.
Yeah. And what was the 1, 2, 3 all about? Yeah, like,
Yeah.
what the hell was that? Yeah. And then he comes back 2 months, 3
Raw.
months later, and he's like, yeah, everything's fine. Cody,
Yep.
you're awesome.
Yep. Let's drink some
And
tequila.
Yep. And then he backs Roman in later that night.
Yeah.
And you know, crowns him the tribal chief. And then everyone's like, okay, this is the seed that they're planting. And now he's
Yep.
going to come back at the Rumble, and this is the start of the train. And then they just do nothing.
Nothing.
Like
Yeah.
what happened? What was the pivot? Why did that, like, super
Yes.
disappointing. Super disappointing. Could they do it next year? Yeah, but like the Bloodline story is running out of steam, boys. You can't make it last another year.
Not the way it is right now, I don't think. I mean,
This should have been where it ended with Rock Roman. This is where the Bloodline thing should have just been done. And also no Solo.
no Solo.
Yeah. So is Solo just on hiatus? They don't
Well,
have anything for him?
I mean, I'm sure when he comes back, it might be him versus Jacob.
Yeah, maybe. Just some baffling questions
We
of,
just
like,
gotta trust.
you gotta trust him.
Glitch.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he made it all work last year, and one of the best WrestleManias of all time. So he can do it, but man, does it seem like troubled waters
Yeah,
right now.
it's very, very muddled, confusing, clustered.
Yeah. Again, he might be doing that on purpose to, like you said, to be able to pivot and have all these options.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know exactly what the people want. But I don't know. If you do that too much, people are going to be like, well, you know, don't pivot every year.
Right.
You can't always do that. You know, you have to have a plan of some sort. Yeah, I don't know, man. Very deflated. I'm very interested to see how Raw bounces things back tomorrow night. Man. Oh, I guess I don't have it up. I completely forgot. We should tier it. Tier the show on our tier maker. I'm gonna bring up the Royal Rumble rankings that we had and see if I can get a quick picture of it here. Here we go. Okay. That is not what I want to do. I want to fast forward it to the end. Okay. I've got the end here. Can I zoom in? I can't zoom in. Sugar. It's so hard to see.
I don't see it.
What the video or?
Yeah, the video.
Oh, it's in there. Yeah, I got the video. Every WWE Royal Rumble ranked.
That was 3 weeks
I'll show
ago.
you.
No, 1 month ago.
I
No.
sent you the link in Discord. Problem is that I have such small screens that I can't open up. Like this frame setup is designed for a television to watch it on a TV. Can you zoom in on a YouTube video? I don't think you can. No, doesn't look like it. Mini player.
Snip. Let's see.
I mean, I can see the logos at least, so I know what I know where we have things.
I mean, I
really
can
wish
zoom in. I just can't read the
Sure,
years.
it's 1080p. It should be.
What it did was just snipped.
Oh, you snipped it and then blew it up.
Yeah, and then trying to blow it up.
Okay, I've got it. All right. So at in the GOAT category, we had the best was Royal Rumble 2000, 1992 Royal Rumble. I think that's from 92.
Yeah, that's not me too.
Yeah, the one with Ric Flair. The one with Ric
With
Flair
a smile on my face and a tear in my eye.
With a tear in my eye. And in the amazing, we had 2024 Royal Rumble last year at number 3, 2023 at number 4, and 2009, I think.
I think that's 20.
Oh, that's...
Yeah, because that's Edge coming back, isn't it?
So that'd be 2021, I think.
That's
right?
20.
Because wasn't 20 the one where... Oh, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, 2021 was the one that they were in the Thunderdome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's 2020. Yeah, I don't think it's better than any of these. Do you?
No, I'd probably say top of great.
Really?
Yeah,
yeah.
I remember somewhere in great.
I would put it above. I would put it second last in great. That's where I would put it. Above the original Royal Rumble, basically.
Okay. I'll take it.
Yeah. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The 9th best Rumble of all time.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. Anything else that we've left out?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, my top surprises, probably, you touched on it just a minute ago, was my number 2 top surprise was the fact that we had no NXT men. Especially
that's crazy.
Oba Femi.
Yeah, and Trick Williams not being in there too. Like, whoop that Trick being, in the...
Yep.
Being chanted. That'd be a pretty big moment for him.
AJ Styles coming back. I didn't expect that. I thought it was still injured. I know his foot injury was kind of a big one.
Yeah.
But probably my biggest surprise was Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, oh yeah, for
returning.
Sure.
So
yeah, she was return of the night for sure.
Yep.
Surprise of the night. Yeah, no Randy tonight at all either. So we still don't know what he's doing.
Yep.
Like I don't like why was he like he was written off of TV basically, but he wasn't injured. So like where is he? Why?
Yeah.
Very strange. Very strange. All right. Well, if that's all you got, sir, I will put this back on my shoulder.
I've still got the trivia belt though.
Yes, you do, and you'll be defending that again. The next show, I think. This is the next show. Let me check.
Yeah, we've got some time before the 4 weeks for Chamber, because Chamber is March 1st.
Yeah, next week you'll be defending it, unless we record 2 episodes this week, but that's up to you. It'll either be later this week or late next week. Another round of trivia with our favorite special guest, Sim31. All right, well, this has been Wrestling Renaissance, our Royal Rumble 2025 review. Pretty controversial, I would say, overall. Pretty
Definitely,
controversial.
I mean, controversial, maybe not, but definitely puzzling.
Puzzling, and in some ways underwhelming. In some ways it delivered great, and in other ways very confused.
Yeah.
Outcome.
Definitely came out with a lot more questions than we had answers.
Maybe that was the point, so that you tune in to see what's going on next. I don't know.
Tune in tomorrow night on Raw.
Absolutely. All right, if you want to check me out, I am TJ-Leo on BlueSky.
I am Call2K on both the BlueSky and the X.
And you can email us at TJ. Nope. No, you can't. You can't do that. Nope. Don't try
Nope.
that. No. You can email us at code.up.podcasts@gmail.com. All right. This has been Wrestling Renaissance. We are out.
Good night.
Oh, actually, before we go, celebrate Co-op Entertainment's first video to hit over 100 views.
Yeah.
It's the Royal Rumble prediction show, and it's actually still climbing. It might actually be closer to 200 at this point.
Excellent.
Let's see, 165.
And we
So
will
let's
not
get
charge any tariffs for viewing.
Oh God, don't get me started on that. Yeah, absolutely. So thank you to everybody who watches. Thank you to everybody who listens. Thank you to everybody who supports us.
Like, subscribe, and comment.
Yeah, do all that stuff. Get our name out there. It's a lot of fun.
Yep.
Now we are out.
Yep.